Welcome to Learning with Mo. Well, now that we have a nice table to track our tasks, a lot of my clients like to use Excel to accomplish a lot of their work. And one of the things my clients like to do is to use Excel to manage tasks. Even though we have other options like Microsoft Lists or the Planner, Excel is still a viable option. And so in this case, we just want to go ahead and create a simple table that has all the basics that we need to be able to track our tasks here in the field. There's so much that we can do, but in this case, we simply just want to go ahead and take advantage of the checkboxes that are available in Excel. Now, when you insert a checkbox, they actually come with a true or false value. You can see right now it is unchecked, so it's false. If I were to check it off, it turns to true. So that can be very helpful. We can combine that with conditional formatting to check the logic and be able to do things like highlight or strike through an entire task if the task is complete. And that's what we'll do here. So I'll go ahead and insert my checkbox. I'll use the fill handle to automatically fill down here. And we're good to go. So here's my table, my task list table. I already have some tasks in here and I have my status column. Just to test this to make sure it works well, as I'm setting up my conditional formatting, I'll go ahead and select the first two here just to make sure it's working properly. So these are completed, so either completed or not completed. I could probably even change the name of this column to completed, but for now, I'll go ahead and leave it like that. So the first thing I want to do with conditional formatting, you always need to highlight the range of data that you want to apply conditional formatting to. And I'll go back to the Home tab here. And under conditional formatting, I don't have a rule that exists that can check this condition for me. So I need to create a new rule. And I want to use a formula to determine which cells to format. And here's the actual box. Remember, this up arrow reminds us that we can refer to a range. So I'll go ahead and click here. I'll click on cell D2. And I'm going to just leave it as is. I'll go ahead and press OK. I'm not going to say, just does D2 equal true or false or so forth and so on. I'll just go ahead and press OK. But first, let me format it. So I do want to strike through. And let's change the fill color to, let's go for just another color in here. And I'll go ahead and press OK. And you can see it's not really working as intended, right? It's pretty much highlighting everything. And the reason it's doing that is because it's locking on to cell D2. We don't want it to lock on to cell D2. We want it to check each row to see if the corresponding cell is checked off. So I'm going to go back and manage that rule. And I'm going to edit the rule here. And so you can see right here, we're absolutely referencing cell D2. Well, I'll remove the $ from the 2. So this way we're checking column D, and we're moving from row to row. So I'll go ahead and press OK. I'll click apply. And now you can see it's working properly. Right? So basically it checked cell D2, it did not head over to column E. It's just going down column D here, going down the different rows. So D3 is good to go, D4 is not good to go. So here is the actual formula that we need to use. I'll go ahead and press OK. And let's go ahead and give this a quick test. So I'll go ahead and strike off this one here. And you can see it's highlighting the entire record for us. So it's actually taking care of that. So that's a really, really nice thing to do. It's a great way, especially if you have a lot of tasks, you want that modern experience, right? So the modern tools like Planner and List, they'll cross off, or even the To-Do app, they cross out the actual task for you, letting you know that it's complete. So now we can use that by leveraging the checkbox and adding the conditional formatting as well.